Lauren, welcome to the show.
Hey, Justin. Thank you so much for having me.
So, my first question for you today is can you explain to me what you do like I'm a young child?
Yes. So I have a 5-year-old. I do this a lot. It's perfect. Mommy helps companies who need workers. I go find the companies and I help them find people who want to work there. And then I help them both make money so that they can go buy toys like food and toilet paper.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much I love the lens through which you said that, which is explaining it to your child. And so how did you get into this, finding people to work for companies so they can both have money and buy food and buy toys?
So really, I was in sales, right? I was doing sales and working for a toxic boss, as most of us have done at some point in our life, worked for someone who wasn't the right fit. And honestly, I was looking for a recruiter to help me find another sales role. Um, all recruiters will kind of joke with you that none of us ever like wanted to be a recruiter. I don't know if I know anybody who was like, I want to grow up and be a recruiter. Unless their parents were recruiters and they'd had some like industry experience. But I met a recruiter, and when we started talking and I started looking into what an agency recruiter really was, I realized there was a large sales aspect. And they told me how lucrative recruiting could be. And I said, why not give it a shot? I'm transitioning, trying to do something different anyway. And I kind of have this inner mentality of I can do anything. I was like, I can do that. No problem. And when I made the jump, I think I like made the decision in, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours that I was going to completely switch careers and what I was doing.
Now, you just walked me up to the recent past. Just a few days ago, you launched your own recruiting agency. Tell me about that.
Yes. So it's been a week and a day since I went out on my own. Thank you so much. I joined an agency briefly for the last 90 days and had a lot of success again. And it wasn't anything against the agency. It was just I'm having a lot of success and it's my time. I can do this on my own. So I immediately made the decision again, like we just discussed, a quick shooter. I think that night I set up my LLC and completely revamped my website and just got to work. I think my husband found me on the couch at like 6 in the morning, sleeping with my laptop. And I'd created a whole company and the website and launched. And 2 days after we launched, we signed our first client. 2 days after that, we signed our second client. And we're now on day 8. And we have I have 3 roles that I'm working on.
Awesome. Wow. Wow. I'm sure a lot of folks will have questions about, how do you do that so aggressively? How do you get those clients so quickly? So I guess I'll ask you, how did you get those clients? Was it from past relationships? Was it from your work on LinkedIn? What was it that led you to that, to, 3 clients in 7 days, so to speak?
So all of the work that I put in on LinkedIn is where it all began. Getting active on LinkedIn the day that I was like, I'm going to start posting, I'm going to show up. Darren McKee said, LinkedIn will change your life if you actually like get involved. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I was reading a post and I was like, whatever. If they say do it for a year, I can do anything for a year. Just like I've got that mentality of I can do anything. I said, I can do this. And I started posting and building relationships. And I think I'd been on the platform for 3 weeks. And I had someone message me about how much my content was resonating with them. And she and I became just kind of friends. And she's one of my clients now. And it was literally like from 3 weeks in, and we've maintained a relationship that whole time. And just supported each other. And I went out on my own and I was like, hi. And she was like, I have roles, and send me a contract. So that all began on LinkedIn. So that was amazing. And then I've had a number of people who I've met through LinkedIn who I couldn't work with directly refer me to other people. So I've got a lot of inbound leads from referrals and people who have said, Lauren's the one you should talk to. I get a lot from that. But a lot of it did start for me socially. And then any of the business development that I've done and things I've signed, that weren't social or like from a LinkedIn referral, I'm very big on video outreach. I send videos to hiring managers, which is what a lot of their sales teams are doing now. A lot of people are switching to like kind of this video outreach to get attention. and I'm doing it with hiring managers, and that's working really well for me for business development.
So tell me, what's your zone of genius? So something that really wasn't taught to you, it's just something you're naturally good at.
So I'm naturally good at it, but I will say it was taught a little bit, right? So my background is from hospitality, and I was just taught from a young age to try to be aware of what people around you need, even to the sense of before they need it. So be aware and be alert, and not just be alert of your surroundings, but of people's needs around you. Because if you can help the people around you feel good and be happy and have the things they need before they know they need it, you're going to be in a better environment.
That makes sense. So it's you say hospitality, another person might say empathy, considering what someone's feeling, needing, wanting, and being alert to that. Would you agree?
Correct, 100%. And really, it's having the understanding that you have to be that person just to be that person and to not expect anything, right? Like, I don't want to be the person who I'm making Justin feel good so that Justin will do something in return to me. I want to be the person who's making the people around me feel good because it's the right thing to do. And when you leave my presence, I want you to leave feeling happier, feeling better, feeling like, damn, that was awesome. I want to feel like that again. And that's why I think the referrals and the business and the social, it's helped me because I literally go into it with an open heart of what can I give to you and how can I support you so that you walk away feeling better and then you want to come back and engage with me again.
Yeah. Let's talk about that just a minute. You said something that really stuck out to me, not making me feel good for the sake of getting something from me, which would be manipulation. Do you think that is something recruiters, maybe younger recruiters, are doing to get the results they want? Is that something you've seen in the world of recruiting?
Let's be honest. I've been recruiting for 9 months, right? Like, I'm a baby recruiter. So it's not so much that I haven't seen it. It's out there, right? But manipulation is just not right. Where I know we're going to talk about this in a minute with one of these other questions we're going to get to, but manipulation is just one of those things where if you're using it in any way, shape, or form to get a deal done, you're not the person I want to do business with. And it might not bite you in the ass the first time, and it might not come back the second time, but the third or the fourth, at some point, it's going to damage your reputation. And I'd rather have a solid reputation and less deals than deals that are built on things that I can't support.
Has there ever been a time you failed at something, and how did it shape you?
Hell yeah. If we're not failing, we're not learning, right? So I've failed at a number of things, but the two biggest things I'll talk about now, since I just started a company, is I've started companies before and I failed. I failed drastically. The first company I started, I always joke with people now, it was just 5 years too soon. I started an errand running company 5 years before COVID. If had that been the year that COVID happened, we would have been booming. Nobody wanted to leave their house. And that idea would have been great. But at the time, it didn't take off. I was young, but I was trying, right? So I got a lot of knowledge. It didn't work out. I scrapped it quick and I moved on. And then I launched a hashtag printing company. Like, think of a photo booth at a wedding, but you don't get in a photo booth. You just walk around, take whatever picture you want. You can hashtag it and it'll print for you. And that one was actually pretty successful until I got pregnant, to the point where I was on bed rest. My husband was like trying to do a few of the events for me, weddings and corporate shows and things like that. That just did not work out. But it taught me that it's okay to fail. And as long as you're learning along the way, right? You have to learn. You have to be able to say, I picked up new skills and I would do this differently. I took the things that I learned from that, and that other people would say, well, you failed, Lauren. Like, what do you mean? No, I learned so much. Those were so valuable for me. And I learned how to do literally every position in a company. If you start a company, you are the marketer, you are the content writer, you're everything. I'm the accountant if I can't hire an accountant, right? Like, I literally sat with my girlfriend today and I'm like looking at my Excel. She's like, no, okay, we're going to do this for you, because you have to have counsel and you have to have people, or you have to learn how to do it yourself. And a lot of people will do that, but I failed enough to know that I could try again. So I think that it's also about your mindset around failure. Um, I don't think about things as, oh my God, I failed. I think about it as like, look at what I tried. Like, okay, what are we going to try this time?
What's a process or a strategy that you've discovered recently that has given you success and that you're willing to share?
So the number one thing that I suggest to people, not many people listen or do it, but the people who do, I hear great things, is video outreach. Video outreach, I really think is a game changer. I know some people are switching to it. I get a lot of people who are like, but I have a face for radio. No one cares. They don't care about your face. They're here to see your personality. You're halfway across the world most of the time or something. Like, just film a video and send it. Um, and your videos don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be timed out well. You don't have to have a script. Like, film a video. If you mess up, you mess up. That person didn't know what you wanted to say. You can refilm if you have to. But my best videos, the ones that have been amazing, are like the ones with a horrible blooper. And I'm just like, boop, and I put in the title of the video, like, blooper inside. People always watch those. They want to see you. Like, they want to laugh at you too. Let's be real. But they're funny and they just kind of break the ice and show that human side of you. So video outreach is the way to go. Keep it under 45 seconds if possible. Short, sweet. Always try to drop your calendar link. Be expressive and yourself, and just really show interest in the person that you're trying to talk to on the other side of the camera.
Any tools specifically you like to use for that? Just use your phone. What kind of tools are you using for something like that?
So for video outreach, I have two tools that I use mainly. I use BombBomb, BOMB, BombBomb, and I use SendSpark. SendSpark is more of a tool for video outreach in mass, right? And kind of doing massive outreach. But the BombBomb I use as well. They both, you can track how often people are watching your videos. So I really like that. If you're using it for like as a job seeker to send out things, you'll know if hiring managers or HR watches the video you sent them. I use it a lot for business development. So I know if people watch my video. So if somebody watches like 10 seconds of my video and turns it off, I'll literally message them and I'll be like, what, Paul, my video wasn't good enough for you? I don't care. But video is fun, and being able to call somebody out in a human moment like that. I've had somebody be like, oh, I was in the car. I meant to go back and watch it. I'll watch it now. And then they watched my video and booked a meeting with me. So I like the video, and I think that it really does well.
So last question for you, Lauren. What bit of advice would you share with a younger version of you?
That you are supposed to fail. I know we talked about failure earlier in this interview, but failure isn't something that's an option, right? Like, people, failure is not an option. No, like, you're supposed to fail. You're supposed to try things and they're not supposed to all work out. Like, that's part of life. And we don't tell young people that enough. I think that we all grow up and what do you want to do when you get older? And what are you going to go to college for? What do you like? Everybody just expects the path to be straight. But it's okay. Just like in life, sometimes there's a dead end road and it's a roundabout and you do a loop and you go back. Expect to fail, embrace it. And really, if you can reflect on it and kind of like celebrate the failure, you'll reframe your thinking. And I wish I knew that when I was in my 20s.
Love that. Thank you, Lauren, so much for your time today. Where can people learn more about you?
So you can check out my website, lessonswithlauren.co. It is not a typo. It is .co. But Lessons with Lauren. Follow my hashtag on LinkedIn, hashtag Lessons with Lauren S, just to differentiate me from all the other Laurens on LinkedIn. But I would love to connect with you. I host an accountability group where I teach people how to post on LinkedIn. It is still free. It'll be free for the next few months. So there's information on that on the website. If you want to learn how to grow your brand and post, we have a Slack community with a bunch of engaged members who love to help and support the other members who are posting and just trying to be vulnerable and put themselves out there. So looking forward to connect with all of you. And Justin, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Talent Journey Podcast with your host, Justin Vaco. To learn more about Dialogue, visit recruitwithdialogue.com.